Hello guys, so I'm going to talk a little bit about something which, I don't know, caught my attention yesterday in my sociology lesson. And it's about like toxic childhood. So this basically means that the industrialized world or technological world we're living in having physical and mental damages to children. And I think it is because it's taken us out of our natural environment and putting us into like these boxes, and we're constantly sitting in front of TV screens all day or computer screens. And it can't be good for our health, can it, at all? Because you're going to be doing less exercise. I don't know. But I think it goes even further to say that a toxic childhood, and it goes into like a toxic life cycle, a toxic lifestyle. I'm going to use this analogy that I came up with yesterday. If you took a bird out of the forest or out of nature and you put it into a cage and you left it there, then it's going to start becoming depressed or start exerting some weird behaviour patterns. And why should this be any different with humans? We're just animals in ourselves, aren't we? We're just intelligent animals with a rationally thinking mind. But it doesn't seem like we're using it very well. Yeah, we can create all this shit around us, like these mechanical objects and an industrialized world and buildings and things like that, but how can you take something out of its natural habitat and expect it to flourish? But then again, I guess the thing is they don't want us to flourish. They don't want us to be connected to ourselves. They want us to be in this state of like fear and this state of like, I don't know, low consciousness. Because then we're more susceptible to the control that they're trying to give us. All the indoctrination and the education system and all that bollocks. See, sometimes I don't really know why the world is the way it is. Like it's people. I understand people have made it this way, but why? It's like we never have enough. It's like we'll get something and then we're like, oh, it's okay now, and then it's like slowly going back to baseline, and then we want something else, so we're trying to do something else to get that next buzz. And then obviously in the technological industry, this is gonna lead to more and more advanced technology, and in like the building industry, this is gonna lead to more and more deforestation and bigger buildings and more industrialized areas. See, it's all about satisfying our libido, and not like just in a sexual way, which is what people typically think of when we say libido. But it's pretty much any selfish desire we get when we lust for a feeling of accomplishment or that inside fullness within ourselves. But we can't find that sustainably by building things outside of ourselves, by changing the environment around us. The environment we had in the first place was just fine. Obviously, it may not necessarily be suitable to our needs as humans, because the whole reason we started this building thing in the first place was probably for safety reasons. Because there's predators out there, there's things that want to eat us, and obviously not as much in England, but like in other countries. So I guess it starts off like that, like a basic human need to pretty much protect ourselves from things which could harm us potentially. And now it's become something way more than that. And it's all about commodity fetishism, where people are placing value on material goods and thinking that they actually have a worth. Because we're a consumer society, and this is exactly what capitalism wants us to be. They want us to keep consuming. They want us to keep putting money into the system. They want the proletariat to stay poor. They want the bourgeoisie to stay rich. They want everyone to know the role in society, and they want everyone to conform to that role and not ask any questions about it. And we're all saying that the current system we live in doesn't work. And yeah, if you're looking at it that way, it doesn't work in a fair way. But this capitalist system isn't meant to work in a fair way. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. And then the people controlling our countries are fucking psychopaths. They lie to our face. I mean, look at Donald Trump in America. He's just became the president of America, even though of all the bullshit he spouted. He's pretty much freely admitted to lying on TV about a lot of things, and it's not even just the lies. He says he's going to build a wall to try and separate people and stop people coming into the country. What is the world we live in? Like, actually, I think it's kind of funny. Like, when you take an outside's perspective to it, you take a step back and you're not so engulfed in all the chaos, and you can sort of step back and laugh at it all, because it's all just this big construction. It's like a social construct which we're building around us. We're building it both in our minds, in our bodies, and we're building it out there in the environment which used to be so silent and natural, and now it's just full of friggin' houses and buildings. And I couldn't live in a city, never. I don't know how people do it. But then again, I guess that's their baseline. If you're going to be born into a city, then you're never going to have the experience of not living in the city, unless obviously you move. And then when you move away from the city into the countryside, you'll probably actually find that quite boring, because you haven't got all these distractions around you, all these supermarkets, all these shops, all these buildings, all these cars, all these roads, and all these people, which have become a part of your everyday life, and that's the norm for you. And perhaps moving away from all that, it's going to take something from you. You're going to feel like something's missing. And that's a extremely sad thing, because it's not our natural environment, and people are going to start believing that it is. There's going to come a time when nature's so rare that it's going to be taught in history lessons. See, one day we will wake up. One day we will realise that nature is important. For one, it helps us breathe. Two, it's our natural environment, so it's good for our mental and physical health. And three, the world can't. How much more can the world take? How much more industry can the world take? All the pollution, all the deforestation, all the animal agriculture, all this strain that we're putting onto a tiny little planet. It's going to slowly destroy it, and it already is slowly destroying it. But if we keep going the way we are, we're not going to get very far. And I know this is a bit of a ranty video, but I feel like it has to be said. And you can't put this in a nice way. You've got to look at this head on, what's really happening. And I know I said there is no truth and all that shit, but it all depends on the context you look at it, I guess. I mean, this is truth. The world we live in is truth. The things going on in the world are true. We can't say, oh, all this shit's fake, it's not really happening. It's all just created inside your brain. Which, you're right, your perception of it is created inside your brain, but the shit that's actually going on, that's an objective thing that's happening in the world right now. And it's destroying it. But how can we fix this? Like, how? I'm one person. And by saying that's a mistake in itself, because, I don't know, I've just been watching Alan Watts and he's been talking about it. What can we do to fix it? See, we're all just people. We're all just individual people. But collectively, we make up the human race. But the human race is so diverse and has such controversial views to one another. And we're all so separate. We're all in our little groups, whether that be split up ethnic. I can't say that word. Whether it be split up for our ethnicity or our thought patterns or the way we dress or the label we've adopted or any of that. We're also split up, so our views are so categorized to the certain groups that we live in. We start to believe what the people around us are saying. And I was thinking about this the other day, actually. People can go on the internet and put any video on they want, and it like takes, because at the minute I'm wanting to watch things that are actually gonna teach me shit about the world, so I can actually educate myself a little bit more and become a bit more connected to the things that are happening. But through my spiritual slump, I was watching like absolutely pointless entertainment, and now my YouTube feed just filled with pointless entertainment, and I literally can't scroll down to find one good video. First world problems. I don't know. Anyway, we have to do something about this. I don't know how. Maybe start a revolution, and I don't know how that's going to happen, but we've got to do it sometime soon, because we can sit here, we can talk about it, and we can complain, but if we don't take any action, nothing's going to happen. And I think we should know this by now, that we cannot trust the government with the world in the hand. We cannot do it. The government isn't there to protect the environment. The government's there to control the people and protect the industry and protect the corporations and protect the things that are reeling in money into the economy. They're there for power and control, and that's what they want. They want power and control. That's what they're getting, unfortunately. Anyway, I think I'm going to end that video off there, because hypocritically, I'm going to the education system in about an hour. So, yeah. I'm going to college to learn some stuff about some stuff. But then again, I don't think the subjects I've chosen are that bad, because I am learning a lot about the world we live in, and I am able to voice my opinion there, which is good, because it takes something off my shoulders. It's like I'm not sitting here all alone. Like, I'm thinking all this stuff, like people are watching us through the TVs and they're controlling our minds and stuff like that. It's like we can actually talk about that stuff in an environment where other people want to talk about it, and it's actually true. So I'm not paranoid. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the video. So if you've enjoyed watching, leave a like, subscribe below, and yeah, leave any comments if you've got anything to add to this little discussion we've just had. And yeah, bye guys.